Well, hello folks, welcome back to the channel. I'm the Custom Prophet. We're back here with our Football Manager 24 playthrough with Hadjuk Split in the Croatian top division. And as you can see, we've started the season really well after beating Dynamo Zagreb in the Super Cup in the last episode. We are now playing them again, and we also are going to be playing in the Europa League qualifiers. So let's have a look at what we've done. Well folks, yes, it's been a really solid opening period in the league. There's good reason for that, because actually these teams are the worst teams in the league. We started out with a win against Vazadin. Brekalo, our left-sided midfielder, scored a couple. Perisic and Berhanhu with the goals. Istra 1981 beat them 4-0 away. Kalinic, Livaja with a brace, and Meljnak. And then Arudez at home. This was, well, we were 1-0, 1-1 at one point, but we scored 6 goals here in a 6-1 victory. Kalinic with a brace, Perisic, Zappa, Odija, and Livaja. And yeah, those 4 games went really well. So it does mean we sit top of the league. And we've also played the away game in it's a Conference League, not Europa League. And it is finally poised. Kalinic got a goal away at Djurgardens in Sweden. And we sit 1-1 after leg number 1. Now, we've not had any more transfers come in, which is good. We have let somebody go. We've let Kalik, and you knew about this, go to Western City Wanderers on loan. That feels like the right sort of move. The other thing that we've had are injuries, as you can see, a whole bunch of injuries, but we've got a nice big squad to choose from. And thank you very much, Simon Thornley, who made a really good point. He was saying, actually, when you look at the team, it is massively focused down that left side. So we were putting Perisic and Brekalo down that left side. As you can see, Brekalo's out injured. But the problem we had there is actually we were so focused down the left side, we were not balanced at all. So it turns out Perisic is actually really good at playing on the right side as well. So I've been playing pretty strong players left and right with Kleinheiser in the middle, and actually it means that we've got threats down both sides, so that they just don't know what's coming. Right, first game, we've got a bunch of players out injured. The biggest loss is Josip Brekalo, who is a really important player for us on the left. We're going to be playing Livaja there, and you noticed Kalinic has moved up front. He was that player that we said, I recognise him, but he's from the Croatia squad, and you can see he's sort of been around the block, played at Blackburn, but he's what is he, 34, 35 now, but what he has got is height and an ability to jump, and that's kind of good, because pretty much all the goals he's scoring have been headers. And it seems like we're quite good in the air, which is great. And Perisic is pretty darn good on the free kicks. So all in all, this formation, this squad has done really well so far. And we've got 2 massive games to come in today. Fingers crossed we can get something against Dynamo Zagreb. They've already dropped points this season, which is great. We want to make them drop more points. If we can win this game, we would be 5 points ahead of them really early on. Yes, this is very early, and we've got to play them a bunch more times, but wouldn't this be a nice start to things? Okay, folks, this is the team we're going with. Kalinic is going to lead the line. Livaja on the left, Perisic on the right, and Kleinheiser through the centre. Zappa and Puskás in the centre of midfield, with Meljnak, Ferro, Ilaz and Kadu across the back line. Kalinic, the other one, in goal. I've been pretty darn pleased with how we've done so far. This is going to be a real challenge. We've beaten them already, but we did have a stronger side out, so I'm not sure how much difference that's going to make against Dynamo. Well, we're pretty much at half time, absolutely zero on show. You can see we had one shot in the whole half. They had 7, but the majority of those were late on. I think we need to be a little bit more. No, we have got a shoot on sight on. So the question is, do we play a little bit more narrow? One of the other things that Simon Thornley was saying was he prefers to attack in a more narrow way. So we'll see whether this will work. We could swap these two around, maybe, or Kleinheisler could go on the right side, and I don't know. I don't know what the best move is. And Livaja in the centre. We could try that. Just to try and move things around a little bit. We're not seeing an awful lot from anyone yet, but we're not really at risk either. So that's fine. I wonder whether we could bring off... Let's do that. We'll bring on a Doja who has looked a pretty decent player when he's come on, and we'll see whether that makes a difference. Well, we have not seen any sort of chances yet. This is the first time we've seen any sort of highlight, which is absolutely crazy. But the chance looks like it's going to be going to Zagreb. And Kalinic palms it out to Ademi in the centre there, and he puts it into the back of the net through a crowd of players. It's a little disappointing because we've really limited the amount of shots they've had, but we've not created anything ourselves, which is the disappointment. Right, 74 minutes. So it's the second highlight. Crazy times. Ferro into Kadu, who's been... Well, he's not been amazing. Kleinheisler looking to beat everybody, but he loses the ball, and it's back with Zagreb. We do want to... If we could get a point here, if we could just get a point, this would be amazing. But Zagreb doing well, creating a... Oh, they've beaten us. Oh, that's a lovely hit. And I don't know what to do here. I think maybe we're going to take Kleinheisler off, who's looking a little bit tired. Just try and get some more creativity up there. It looks like Perisic, he's not had a kick, but you know, do you play someone like Livaja up top? But we are missing so much up top. It's a missed pass again. That felt cheaty. It seemed to not slow down on the ground. Oh, that's lovely. And we've been beaten by a better side. And it's, you know, when we're missing half the team out there, it's gonna happen. So we're going to make some changes, and we'll take this one on the chin, folks. We'll take this one on the chin. I'm not too worried at the minute. Right, made a bunch of changes. Kadu is going to be playing down the right side. We've brought the likes of Hergovic on, Trajovski, just to try and create a little bit more. Been a little disappointed with the central midfield. It's just not been as good as we've been playing that. It looks remarkably like a penalty. That was, I think, in the box. Burnout. I mean, you do not want to be making a challenge there. He was going nowhere. It is a penalty, but it is so much in the corner there. Can we get this back to 1-2-1? It would be utterly ridiculous if we do. Livaja, it's into the top of the net, and we're back in it. Unbelievably, we've still got 4 or 5 minutes to go. I don't expect us to get anything out of it, but pleased to get a goal. Well, maybe it is not all over. We've got a highlight, and we've picked the ball up here. Kadu, could he do the most important thing that he's done so far? The ball goes in. Oh, I was half wondering what was going to happen there. Adaje, he has not made one pass today. It's just, everything's just been a little bit short. Perisic, he is knackered, but he's kind of the last really creative player we've got left on the pitch. Come on. It's lovely. It's Kadu. Oh, it's over the top. That should have been a goal. Damn it. Oh, I'm frustrated there. We could have pulled away an absolutely epic draw and we didn't. You know what? I'm not overly disappointed there. We created 2 wondrous chances, 1 penalty which should never... I mean, it was really bad from them to give that penalty away, but we created another really good chance after that. Should have scored it. We didn't. But we weren't smashed. And I think with the 2-3 extra players that were missing from the main squad, we would be much, much better there. So I'm not worried that we've lost to Dynamo Zagreb away from home. We've not been overawed by that. I think that tells us we are absolutely in the right place. Let me know your thoughts on that. So we'll go forward a couple of seconds and we will set up to play our European second leg against Djurgardens. Remember, it's 1-1. So can we qualify for the next round? Right, here we go, folks. Not sure what to expect here. We put probably quite a similar side out, but we have got a couple of players coming back from injury. Milankovic, a solid right back option, is back, and Brecalo is back as well. So that's pretty darn good. Right, here we go, folks. The side we're going to be going with, Kalinic is leading the line again. Livaja, Ben Arahu is playing that centre a bit. Kleinheisler's been a bit rubbish recently. Perisic on the other side. Zappa and Pushkas in the centre with Diallo, Ferro, Ilaz and Kadu. Kalinic, the other one, in goal. So a couple of changes, just freshen up this squad a little bit, and hopefully that will be a positive change for this side. So we are 1-1 after the match in Sweden. Can we now win this and get through to the next round? That would be very, very nice. There'll be money on offer if we can do it. Well, it's an interesting start, actually. They've had a lot more of the ball than we have, but really haven't created much. We've had a couple of chances, but this is the first highlight we've seen anything like. And Livaja does well just to beat his man. Now he's going to look for the pass. In it goes, and Kalinic, we know he's got a really, really good header on him. That should have been in, I think. Berharu is taking the corner. Here goes Livaja. Oh, it's a beautiful finish. He's just outside the goal and he just finds there was a little gap in the players and he just placed it through that gap, and we're 1-0 up. And as things stand, we will be going through to the next round. But just through that little gap that opened up in the wall. Very good. Well, we're at half time and 1-0 up. We've been the better side today. We're not going to take anyone off. I think we'll just say well done, folks, and keep it up. A couple of players on. Meljnak on at left back, and the big one, Brecalo, on the right side, replacing Perisic, who is pretty knackered. So just coming back from injury. Big change there. Well, we've made another change. Trzaskowski has come on for Perisic up top, and you can see we've done just about enough to get through this. We win 1-0. Hadjuk Split. Comfortable victory, really. The Swedish side created very little, and we did what we needed to do out in Sweden to get this done here. Didn't really create brilliant chances, but we did enough to get through it. So I'm pretty darn pleased with that. And despite losing the match earlier on in the episode, I think it's been a pretty solid episode. We've got through a couple of really tough matches and looked pretty good afterwards. We got to play Dynamo Kiev in the 4th qualifying round. I feel that might be our European journey ending there, but you can see we've got other games here against Osijek and Rijeka. And I'm hopeful that we can do enough to get the points there, and we'll probably come back. I don't know, a little later on. We might see the Kiev game, or we might just sort of push on, and I'll let you know whether we are or we are not in Europe. But really, really positive start, I think. Anyway, folks, if you enjoyed that, please hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and I will see you next time. Goodbye.